Hello, my name is Vedant Jain. I'm a legal intern with Lexis & Company. In today's video, we will try to understand what are the sources of international law. The main focus of this video will be on the primary sources of international law and how the international law derive its authority from those primary sources. International law is a comprehensive in nature, and due to that it is an amalgamation of various sources. There exists no single system of laws which can interpret and extend, but international law still exists and is ascertainable. There are sources available from which the rules of international law may be extracted and analyzed. According to Lawrence, if we take the source of law which has all the authority required to give it binding force, then in respect of international law, there is one source, and that is the consent of the state. This consent may either be obtained in two forms. First, tacit, that is in form of customs, and or second, express in the form of treaties. Major sources which form the conventional sources of international law includes the international conventions and treaties. There are the sources of international law can be bifurcated into two major sources, that is primary and secondary sources. But in today's video, or in this video, we will talk about primary sources specifically. Primary sources of international law are considered formal in nature. They come from official bodies, which includes treaties, customs, and general principles of international law. Article 38, Clause 1, Subclause A to C of the International Court of Justice Statute is widely recognized as the backbone of the formal source of international law. It is generally regarded as an authoritative statement of the sources of international law. Article 38 of the Statute of the ICJ in The Hague has been treated as a convenient catalogue of international legal sources. So Article 38 of the ICJ was Article 38 Clause 1 of the ICJ was adopted by some provision of the Statute of the Permanent Court of International Justice, which operated under the support of the League of Nations in 1920. So first source of primary sources of international law is the custom as a source of international law. The original and the oldest source of law is known as custom. The rules of customary international law involved a long historical process which gained recognition by the entire community or entire states around the world. The presence of customary rules can be deduced from the state practice and behavior because it is not a retained source of law. A rule of customary law is said to have two elements. First, there must be widespread and consistent state practice, and second, there has to be opinio juris, a Latin term which means a legal obligation to believe in the existence of such law. That is, that state is legally obliged to follow or obliged to that custom. Features of customary law can be, it should be uniform and general. State practice to give rise to binding rules of customary international law, that practice must be uniform, consistent and general, and must be coupled with a belief that the practice is obligatory rather than habitual. In the famous asylum case, the ICJ declared that a customary rule must be constantly and uniformly throughout history, which can be traced through state practice. Second, duration. Continuous and regular use of particular conduct is considered as a rule of customary law. In the case of North Sea continental shelf case, the ICJ stated that there is no precise length of time during which this practice must exist. It is simply that it must be followed long enough to show that other requirements of custom are satisfactory. An opinion of law. To assume the statute of customary international law, the rule in question must be regarded by the state as binding in law. That is, the state must regard themselves as being under a legal obligation to follow the practice. Second, conventions as a source of international law. Treaties and conventions are one of the most important sources of international law. This convention can be multilateral or bilateral. Vienna Convention on Law of Treaties 1969, the codified law for contracting treaties, gives definition of treaty as a treaty is an agreement whereby two or more states establish or seek to establish a relationship between them governed by international law. Treaties act as a direct source of rights and obligations for each state They codify the existing customary source of law. And third is the general principle of international law. Most modern jurists accept general principle of law as common to all national legal systems insofar as they are applicable to the relations of the states. There are fewer decided cases in international law than in municipal system and no method of legislating to provide rules to govern situations. Some of the examples of general principle of international law include the rule of res judicata, which is also followed in the municipal system of state. The rule of pacta sunt servanda made applicable, which means that every contract or every agreement must be obliged in good faith. Third is the reparation to be made in case of damage or fault caused by the act of another state. Another example can be the right of self-defense for the individual against the attack on his person, family, or community against a clear and present danger. Another example can be for one's own cause. No one can be judged, and the judge must hear both the sides. That is the principle of audi alteram partem. Thank you.